Okay, here are my note cards. I'm going to take a picture and send that as an attachment. I know they're supposed to be flat on the table, but I don't have anybody here filming with me. Office is shut down. So there you go. And we'll send that as a picture. And then we will get started here in just a second. 3, 2, 1. Musical artist Neil Young once stated that Steve Jobs was a pioneer in digital music, but when he went home, he listened to his music on vinyl. Currently, you have the ability to listen to music on your phone via streaming service with wireless headphones. It's very easy to access and not a lot of user intervention required. With that easy access, why are vinyl records experiencing a resurgence in sales? Growing up in the 70s, vinyl records were the main media that I had to enjoy my music. There were newer medias coming along that fit other demands, but vinyl was the most popular. So, do you currently listen to your music on your phone or maybe on a CD player at home? Or are you able to enjoy music like we did in the 70s on vinyl records? I'd like to talk about that vinyl comeback. And as part of that, musical artist Moby says that he is very happy to see vinyl records showing this resurgence. So we'll talk a little bit about how does vinyl playback work? What is the difference between vinyl records and other media? And then what is so special about collecting vinyl records today? So let's start by talking about how vinyl works. And the most important part of playback is a turntable. Turntables can play vinyl back at 2 speeds. One is 33 1/3 RPM, which is what normal standard vinyl plays back at. And then 45 RPMs, which played on the smaller vinyl. And this was known as a single that was used to promote the full-size album because artists mainly made their money from the albums and not touring. They toured to support the albums. And if you'll notice, I use the term album, which is still used today, even though most people view that as just a collection of songs instead of the actual vinyl itself. One of the most important parts about the turntable is the needle and the needle arm. The needle is what actually makes contact, physical contact with the vinyl to play and make the sound waves. And the arm is utilized to make sure that the needle has the right amount of pressure to reproduce optimal sound quality on that groove. Higher quality tables even have a strobe light to calibrate the speed of the turntable, because fast or slow speeds will will change the playback sound quality. Also, you want to make sure that you have a good cover to isolate exterior sound waves from interfering with the sound waves from the turntable. Also, the groove, which is the coolest part about a record, is one continuous line that goes from the beginning to the end of the vinyl that is a physical representation of the sound waves. There are small breaks in between the songs, so you can set the needle in between those breaks, and then actually kind of like your forward and your back buttons on your players today. If you look closely at the grooves, it can represent whether the song is a soft song or a loud song. There are many other ways to listen to music besides vinyl. One is streaming, which allows you to play music in any order with no interaction. You can create personal playlists from different artists and different albums. CDs have the music recorded on one side, and it is a digital format, which means it plays back in 0 and 1s. One of the attractions to the CD was you did not have the background noise that you would hear via static pops and hisses from a vinyl record. You also had cassette tapes. Cassette tapes were popular because that allowed your music to be portable. It was not very easy to walk around and carry a vinyl turntable to listen to your music. So with the invention of the cassette, Sony came up with a device called a Walkman, which allowed you to listen to your music with wired headphones. So there's a lot of work to listen to vinyl. Why is it regaining popularity? First, disposable income. Many who grew up with vinyl now have much more disposable income to spend, and for the first time since 1986, per Rolling Stone, vinyl records were paced to outsell compact discs. Eddie Trunk, however, notes that because vinyl records are more expensive, CDs still sell more individual copies, and as I'm sure you can tell, Eddie Trunk is still a fan of the compact disc. Classical bands are enjoying the vinyl resurgence because they're releasing their entire catalog on box sets. Some are theme box sets, such as Weird Al Yankovic, who released his box set in an accordion, which he's known for playing. The resurgence has been enjoyed most by classical or classic rock artists who do the box sets, and Rolling Stone again says that the Beatles sold 300,000 vinyl records in 2018. You also have picture discs or colored vinyl now with swirls, which is very nice to look at. And then you have picture discs available, which are nice again to look at, but the sound quality is not quite as good. One of the greatest things about vinyl records is the artwork. Nikki Sixx says that he can remember opening his first record and enjoying the artwork. And this was the first record I bought, and I remember opening this gatefold cover and seeing that. If you look at the same artwork on a CD, it just doesn't have the same effect. So in summary, is remember that vinyl is not just a walk down memory lane. Vinyl records are making a huge comeback. As we talked a little bit about how vinyl works and how turntables are important, how it compares to other media, and why there is such a resurgence among collectors in particular. So I encourage you to take a listen to vinyl or go to a local record store, especially on Record Store Day, where there are specific titles that are released to encourage collectors to go and visit their local record stores. I promise you it's worth the effort. Thank you and have a good day.